So again, it's day 5 of our holiday here in the southwest of France. We're in another lovely little village called Arnac, Pompadour. Apparently there's an ancient forest, there's the church here, and there's also a massive chateau or castle, Chateau Pompadour I think it's called. We're trying to look for that at the moment. Lots of old houses with the shutters again. Weather's turned out nice as well. It's about 6 o'clock now in the evening. Weather's still pretty warm out. Welcome back. We're now in the sort of slightly larger sort of town of Pompadour, which is near Arnac, so the collective of both places is Arnac Pompadour, and we found the chateau here. It is massive. There's so much like life and activity around here. Everywhere else has been sleepy little old French villages, and here it's like a hubbub of like very cosmopolitan. There's shops everywhere, there's cafes, bars, restaurants, everything. It's probably the most civilization and the most amount of shops we've seen the whole holiday. But yeah, this is what I wanted to have a look at, is the chateau here, or castle, whatever you want to call it. Got a little bit of information about it. There's also the national stud here as well, Pompadour National Stud, a horse breeding school, farm, I don't know what you're going to call it, and it's one of the most important ones I think in the world, possibly, where they breed horses, like race horses and stuff. Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit more about the chateau in just a mo. Arnac Pompadour is a commune in the Corrèze department in the Nouvelle Aquitaine region of central France. The inhabitants of the commune are known as Pompadours. In Nouvelle Aquitaine and on directional signs, the commune is usually simply called Pompadour, although the actual village of Pompadour is shared between Arnac Pompadour and Saint-Saunin-la-Alpes. The name of Pompadour became world famous due to the favourite of Louis XV, Madame de Pompadour, Jeanne Antoinette Poisson, to whom the king gave the chateau of Pompadour and the associated title of Marquise. The town is famous for its chateau and its stud farm, the Pompadour National Anglo-Arab Stud, headquarters of the French National Stud and France's principal production centre of Anglo-Arabian horses, although the racecourse is actually outside the commune. The Pompadour racecourse is known as the City of the Horse and organises racing every Sunday during the summer in the outdoor enclosure facing the castle. It also hosts an international cross-country course. Arnac was inhabited in Gallo-Roman times by a landowner named Artonacus or Artonos. Pompadour belonged to one of the oldest lordships in Limousin, the Lastors, Vicomte de Pompadour. The first castle was built in 1026 by Guy de Lastors to defend his possessions, coveted by the Vicomte de Ségur. He also rebuilt Arnac Church and established a monastery there, given to St. Martial's Abbey in Limoges. As centuries went by, the suzerainty of the Pompadours spread to all the adjoining parishes. Geoffrey Hilet de Pompadour extended the castle in the 15th century, having in 1513 inherited the illustrious Viscounty of Combourne. The House of Pompadour had reached the religious, military and political heights. Elevated to a marquisate, it died out at the dawn of the 18th century, with several successive deaths. After that family died out, the inheritance, including the estate, the title and coat of arms, was disputed in a long trial between the Prince of Conti and the Marquis de la Vallière, and it was finally transferred to the crown. In 1745, Louis XV gave it to his favourite, Madame d'Etoile, who was given the title Marquise de Pompadour. In 1760, a few years after her death, she left the castle and it returned to the crown. In the following year, Louis XV established a royal stud at the castle, and the 333-hectare estate, spread across several communes, based on the private stud that had been established by the Marquise in 1751. It was closed at the fall of the Ancien Régime, then re-established by the French Directory in 1795 and became the National Stud in 1872. It is currently a famous national stud, specialising particularly in the developing of the Anglo-Arab breed. Well, unfortunately I think the chateau is closed for the night. It is getting on quite a bit, although everywhere else is still buzzing. It's all still open, all the cafes, the bars, the restaurants, shops. It's a much busier town here, Pompadour. Probably the busiest and probably, dare I say, the most upmarket and kind of most populated place we've been to. It's the most touristy, I would say. Everything is not only, of course, in French, but it's in English as well, which is a rare thing. We haven't seen too much of that.
Hello.
We've come across the local taxi rank here. Hello, Frank, can I have a taxi, mate? The English are coming.